The camera drones fly over the crowd as the Vanguard theme for this season, Stronger by Through Fire, plays over whatever device you're playing. CWF's Vanguard, Season 3 Episode 6 on tonight. This is the first Vanguard after Shadow Warfare, being held at the Brant Center in Regina, Saskatchewan. The CWF's patented triple drone flight through the arena showing the crowd in attendance. A graphic comes up showing that 5,758 people had joined the CWF tonight out of the Brant Center's capacity of 6,000 for ring-based events. The drones stop at the entrance ramp, where the video on the Jumbotron shows the opening graphic and credits before the fireworks go off. Live from the Brant Center, Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. Two of the drones then shut off as the third and final one goes down to catch Jessica Carr and Victoria Hill to get us going. Jessica Carr, good evening and welcome to the first Vanguard after the CWF's Shadow Warfare. It's hard to believe that this is our last show in Canada for Season 3, and we're going to start marching our way down back into the States as we head for Desperate Warfare, which will be held in the CWF's new home of Las Vegas. Victoria Hill, and we've got a hell of a show for you tonight. We have one match for you. One. Just one. But that match will be a scavenger hunt style match, where our combatants will be hidden around the building. This will be fought under elimination rules, and the last person in the match will be getting a shot at any CWF title. Jessica Carr, well, more than that. I've been informed that the CWF's affiliated in Turf Ed has expanded that, and is offering up a shot at any 4WW title as well. The winner just has to name what title they'd like to go for. Victoria Hill, and this is just the first taste of what the rest of Season 3 has to offer now that Shadow Warfare is in the can. And we're getting ready for Warzone in a couple of days in Saskatoon, where both the CWF Elite and the 4WW Maelstrom titles will be on the line. Jessica Carr, well, no time like the present, we don't know how long this show is going to go tonight with this match, and I'm told our live streaming partner is letting us go as long as we need to. So let's let Marcella take it from here for the introductions.
Marcella Sancho, the following contest is a Conquest Chaos match. It will be fought via elimination rules. Find your opponents in the arena and eliminate them via pinfall, submission, or knockout and be the last person standing to win a title shot at any title within the CWF or 4WW. Jessica Carr, I'm not sure why we have fans in the arena if they are going to be watching most of the action on the big screen anyway. Victoria Hill, they could come down to the ring. I think Traley Sapiro even talked about just coming down to the ring so that she's easy to find. Jessica Carr, that would be something. Marcella Sancho, the first competitor in the match, hailing from London, England, Lady Lana Hill. Shoot to Thrill by AC/DC begins playing as the big screen lights up to reveal Lady Lana Hill backstage in her dressing room with 4 bodyguards around her. She sits and calmly sips some tea. Jessica Carr, not exactly a hiding place. Victoria Hill, this isn't exactly hide and seek, but I reckon it's close. Marcella Sancho, the next competitor, hailing from Detroit, Michigan, he is the peak of Freak Monster Mammoth. Freak on a Leash by Korn begins playing as the big screen lights up to reveal the boiler room. The torn mask of Monster Mammoth can be barely seen with the lightning in the room, his bulk mostly hidden in the shadows. Jessica Carr, Monster Mammoth looking worse for wear after his match against Steve Murdoch at Shadow Warfare. Victoria Hill, I mean Steve isn't in the best shape either after that match. Still, Mammoth is the one in this match. He will still be a hard target to bring down after the punishment we've seen him take. Jessica Carr, too right. I would look forward to Monster Mammoth being one of the final ones in this match, if not the winner in total. Victoria Hill, he is an odds-on favorite. That's for sure. Marcella Sancho, the next competitor hails from Detroit, Michigan, he is the Extreme Classic Justin Wingate. One of One by T Grizzly begins playing as the big screen lights up to reveal Justin Wingate at the craft tables. He seems to be standing guard as stagehands and other staff get plates of food. Jessica Carr, well, he shouldn't be too hard to find. You would think that he was a part of the security detail. Victoria Hill, yeah. I mean, they have to be someplace when the match starts out. Can't all be hiding in dressing rooms. Jessica Carr, oh, I suppose you might be right. Victoria Hill, I know I am. Also, this way Justin can kick some ass and get a bite to eat at the same time. Marcella Sancho, the next competitor hailing from Patillas, Puerto Rico, he is the dreadnought Miguel Lanza Jr. Won't Back Down by Disturbed begins playing as the big screen lights up to reveal Miguel Lanza Jr. stalking the back hallways. He seems to be already seeking his opponents in this match. Jessica Carr, Miguel is hungry for a win in this match since he hasn't been successful in a bit. Victoria Hill, being the one defeated when the Legion titles were lost, really put a setback on his psyche. He needs a win to rebound from all of this. Jessica Carr, he has the potential to get it. Let's see if it happens. Victoria Hill, yeah, he can bulldoze most of the folks in this match. Marcela Sancho, and the next competitor, hailing from Paris, France, she is Trelisa Perot. Hand clap by Fitz and the tantrums begins playing as the big screen lights up again to reveal a janitor's closet. Trelisa opens the door and peers out to see if anyone is there to attack. Jessica Carr, in the closet? Victoria Hill, hey, it's a spot. Jessica Carr, she can spring out and ambush anyone that comes along. Victoria Hill, it's a good plan. Unless someone unstoppable comes along and then she has nowhere to run to. Marcela Sancho, and the next competitor, hailing from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, she is Blood Angel. Staring in the Dark by Bridge to Grace begins playing as the big screen lights up to reveal Blood Angel. She's sitting in a meeting room, sort of staring out into nothingness as if contemplating something deep. The door to the conference room is open and her gaze flits to the opening from time to time as if watching to see if anyone were to come in or go by that she needs to strike. Jessica Carr, a bit of a strange spot to be. Victoria Hill, this spot at least has a bit more of a space to maneuver and unlike that janitor's closet. Jessica Carr, yeah, this is true at that. Victoria Hill, though, I'm sure she will be found quickly if she stays since there are only so many meeting rooms. Marcela Sancho, the next competitor, hailing from Paris Island, South Carolina, he is Johnny Sniper. Johnny Sniper by Enter Shikari begins playing as the big screen lights up again. It shows the scene of a Serena office where workers sit and do their white-collar work. Johnny Sniper can be seen next to the water cooler in a ghillie suit set up to look like a small bush. Workers stand by the water cooler and gossip a bit as they drink from little paper cups, but Johnny remains still. Jessica Carr, does he know that we see him? Victoria Hill, I'm sure that he does. Someone might not be looking for a bush to attack them, so he might get the drop on them. Jessica Carr, attack! Yeah, the others in the match probably aren't going to be looking for a ghillie-suited wrestler to come out of nowhere to get them. Victoria Hill, this is true. The absurdity of it all will be telling. Marcela Sancho, the next competitor, hailing from Hollywood, California, Tracy Cage. Vogue by Madonna begins playing as the big screen lights up. This time it reveals the hallway where the merchandise and food are being sold. Tracy Cage is beside herself with all of her stunt doubles as they huddle and make plans, putting their hands together in a circle as if they were a football team. They break and begin to break up to go their separate ways to begin hunting. Jessica Carr, is this really going to be allowed? An army of stunt doubles? Victoria Hill, it sure seems like it. You would have thought that they would have been stopped before this point if it would have been not allowed. Jessica Carr, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it is a unique strategy. Victoria Hill, I wonder how they will figure out which is which. Beat them all? Marcela Sancho, and then the final competitor, hailing from parts unknown, D. Freak by Silverchair begins playing as the big screen lights up to show an empty office. The camera view swings slowly from side to side in the dimly lit room, seeing nothing. When there is motion from behind the desk, it is a blur of movement and then the camera goes to static. Jessica Carr, do we know who that is? Victoria Hill, he's a guy that was in GCW, RSW, and other places before that. Jessica Carr, is he good? I don't have much info on him. Victoria Hill, I have no idea. I guess. Jessica Carr, well, as we get ready to start the match, I'm told we have a bit of a video with the 4WW Maelstrom champion, Eddie Williams, to discuss his match with Steve Murdoch on Warzone. Victoria Hill, well, now we have a bastard on the show, so we get upgraded again.
The video starts to play. The 4WW Maelstrom champion and 1/3 of the 4WW Legion champions, Eddie Williams, is standing outside of a barn, similar to the ones he normally rents out to train in. He is dressed in his usual jeans, boots, and sleeveless denim jacket. Eddie Williams, so Steve-O. At this point, you are probably scratching that scared forehead off yours, trying to figure out what type of matches I'm going to pick for our championship match. Don't go straining that limited brain off yours. The Maelstrom Championship is basically a hardcore title. So no matter what I come up with, the match should be held under hardcore rules. I have a treat for you, bro. No need to get dressed in your wrestling gear. We won't even be getting to the ring. You see, we are going to fight this out in a parking lot, surrounded by a circle of car bonnets. Any weapons can be used. We will keep going until one of us can't make a 10 count. It is time for the Grim Rules match. Eddie glares over at the championship hung over his shoulder. Eddie Williams, now we will see if you are man enough, won't we? The video footage ends as Eddie looks over at his championship before he raises his 4WW Legion title up towards his other shoulder. Victoria Hill, a Grim Rules match for Warzone. Jessica Carr, parking lot brawl with the trunks open. Victoria Hill, bonnets. Jessica Carr, trunks, a bonnet is a hat. Victoria Hill, whatever. Jessica Carr, but a bunch of weapons. Steve Murdoch just had an exploding barbed wire deathmatch, where he beat Monster Mammoth. Now he's going to have a Grim Rules match? Victoria Hill, that's what happens when you vie for either the CWF Elite title or the 4WW Maelstrom Championship. Jessica Carr, and now to ring that bell and see where we can pick up things on this matchup tonight on Vanguard. Ding! 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 The cameras cut to the action. Miguel Lanza Jr. is walking through the aisle with the merchandise and food. He glances down at the tables filled with merchandise for the upstarts. He holds up a t-shirt that has the entire stable on it. Miguel Lanza Jr., how much for this shirt and do you have it in a 4XL? Merchandiser, all shirts are $27 and don't carry that size. You're going to have to order online, Buster. The guy behind the counter takes another look at the shirt and Miguel and his eyes go wide. Merchandiser, oh. I'm sorry we don't have the shirts in your size, Mr. Lanza, Jr. Miguel Lanza Jr., oh, it's all right. Miguel would continue speaking except for the kendo stick being brought down across his shoulders, breaking it. He spins around to see Tracy Cage standing there with a broken kendo stick. She smiles and waves. Tracy Cage, hi there. Miguel reaches for her when he's grabbed from behind and taken to the floor with a German suplex. He looks up to see not one Tracy Cage, but 4 of them begin to stomp and kick him. Jessica Carr, 4 of the Tracy Cage stunt doubles. Are any of them the original? Victoria Hill, I don't think so. I think she's slipped off somewhere. Miguel manages to roll to all 4s and gets to his knees, grabbing a foot of one of the Tracy Cages and shoving her across the merchandise table. The remaining 3 dogpile onto Miguel to try to drive him back down to the floor. He stands up suddenly, throwing the Tracy Cages everywhere. He grabs a nearby Tracy and body slams her, turning and striking another with an elbow strike to the side of the mouth. The 3rd one comes and Miguel grabs her by the legs, pulling them out from under her and performing a giant swing to throw her up against the merchandise wall where the shirts are being displayed. The 4th Tracy jumps over the merchandise table and hits a forearm smash. She grabs Miguel in a side headlock and hits a running bulldog. This allows another Tracy Cage to mount the fallen Miguel and begin hammering him with lefts and rights. Jessica Carr, the Tracy stunt doubles playing the numbers game. Seems to be a bit much for Miguel. Victoria Hill, I think that was the whole idea. To use them in numbers to smash the defenses of the other wrestlers in the match. Miguel rolls, throwing the stunt double off of him as he gets back to his feet. He clotheslines Tracy, knocking her to the floor before turning and grabbing another into a press slam position, hurling her down the hallway. He catches another in a belly-to-belly overhead release suplex. The 4th leaps from the merchandise table, hitting a high spear to the chest to take Miguel down to the floor. She jumps to her feet and grabs the rising Miguel in a front facelock that she only holds for a few seconds before dropping him in a DDT. She goes for the cover, but referee, Troy Reynolds, taps her on the shoulder. Troy Reynolds, are you the real Tracy Cage? Tracy Cage stunt double, no? Troy Reynolds, then, you cannot make the pinfall. Only she can. Is she here? Tracy Cage stunt double, no? Miguel Lanza Jr. gets up and reaches for the stunt double that was speaking when another one grabs him from the side and hits a Russian leg sweep. The 4 stunt doubles go back to kicking and stomping the down Miguel. Jessica Carr, the numbers game is just too much for Miguel. Victoria Hill, yeah, but none of them can eliminate him. Jessica Carr, this is true. I wonder if this will bring the real Tracy Cage to the hallway? Victoria Hill, I mean it should. If she wants to win the match, that is. Miguel lunges up, slamming a forearm into a stunt double's midsection to double her over. He lifts her up into a power bomb position and throws her into another stunt double. Then, he grabs the other 2 by the head and slams them together, knocking them to the floor too. He picks one of them and goes for the pinfall, but Troy Reynolds taps him on the shoulder. Troy Reynolds, none of these are the official Tracy Cage, so pinning them doesn't count. Miguel Lanza Jr. stands up and nods, looking around himself at the down stunt doubles. He begins walking away, the Tracy Cage stunt doubles staying on the floor. Jessica Carr, yeah, might as well move on since there's no way to eliminate Tracy Cage when none of them are the real her. Victoria Hill, yeah, better to move on and fight those who can be eliminated. The action cuts to another part of the arena. We come back from a commercial to find the Extreme Classic Justin Wingate walking into the office portion of the arena. He sees that several white-collar workers are going into their cubicles and doing their work. He stands by the water cooler where a couple of workers are gossiping, not noting that the bush by the cooler moves. Jessica Carr, even I can tell that this is a trap. Victoria Hill, I guess he's busy looking for someone in particular. Jessica Carr, that could be. I wonder who he might be looking for. Victoria Hill, doesn't matter now. Johnny Sniper, in a ghillie suit, goes for a quick super kick that he calls the kill shot. Justin avoids taking the kick on the chin, but still catches a portion of the attack on the chest. The attack spins him around where he nearly falls to the floor. Johnny Sniper advances, grabbing the stunned Justin and hitting a snapmare. He dropkicks the seated Justin in the back of the head, dropping him to the floor. He quickly goes for the cover and nearby referee, Scott Jones, goes to make the count. 1. TW Justin kicks out. Sniper pulls Justin up and hits a cradle piledriver. He watches as Justin is slow to get up and goes for the kill shot again. This time, Justin manages to dodge to one side. He grabs the offending ankle and holds out the leg, pulling Sniper in for a short arm clothesline. Justin grabs the quickly rising Sniper in a side headlock and jumps over a desk to hit a running bulldog, sending Sniper crashing through the desk. He gets right back up to his feet and grabs a cup full of water. He perches on Sniper's chest and places a napkin over the man's mouth before beginning a waterboarding session. Jessica Carr, an impromptu waterboarding session? Does Justin want state secrets? Victoria Hill, no. Justin finishes pouring the cup of water onto Sniper and gets off of him. He watches as Sniper quickly gets up and begins to gag the bits of wet napkin out of his throat. Justin hits a roundhouse kick, sending Sniper over another desk and into the water cooler, demolishing it. Justin kicks Sniper a few times before hanging back and waiting for him to get up. He goes for a super kick, but Sniper catches the leg. Sniper throws the leg to the side, causing Justin to spin out and super kicks him right in the jaw. Jessica Carr, kill shot. Victoria Hill, that was quick and brutal. Jessica Carr, yeah, a torture session in the middle of a match was unwise. Victoria Hill, trying a super kick on the master of it was unwise. Johnny Sniper retches, getting up some more of the paper napkin, and goes for the cover. Scott Jones gets into position. 1, 2, 3. Marcela Sancho, Justin Wingate has been eliminated from the match. Jessica Carr, newcomer, Johnny Sniper, with a kill right off the bat. Victoria Hill, I wonder if he's going to change up his hiding place now that he's been seen in the office. It would appear to be so as Johnny Sniper leaves the office in search of more prey. Jessica Carr, well, we will try to find someone else who might be fighting after this commercial. Victoria Hill, yeep. Gotta pay the bills somehow. Hydrant. It's like Tinder, but for dogs. Jessica Carr, and we are back. During the break, Miguel Lanza Jr. and Trelisa Perot find each other in the hallway and are in the midst of a battle. Victoria Hill, well, you know the slaughter that it is. Trelisa runs at Miguel in the hallway and is caught up in a power slam against the wall, putting Trelisa into the drywall. He steps back and looks at her being stuck in the wall to admire his handiwork before turning away. He doesn't get far before he gets taken down with a spear from Lady Lana Hill, driving him to the floor. Trelisa Perot climbs out of the wall and regards Lady Lana Hill mounting and punching the down Miguel Lanza Jr. with some amusement before kicking her in the side of the head to knock her from her perch. Lady Lana Hill gets to her feet but catches a roundhouse kick to the midsection from Trelisa that doubles her over. Trelisa follows this up with an axe kick to the back of the neck that drives Lana face first to the floor. Trelisa is about to continue her offensive when she stops as a hand grabs her by the back of the neck and rear end, lifting her up. Miguel gets her up into the air and throws her at the dent in the wall, sending Trelisa through the wall and into the empty dressing room. Miguel starts to pull up Lady Lana when he is pulled down into a jawbreaker that sends him crashing to the floor. Lady Lana gets up and catches the rushing Trelisa up in a deep six slam. Jessica Carr, chaos in the hallway as the ladies put the hurting on Miguel. Victoria Hill, they need to focus on Miguel or he'll catch and crush them. Miguel Lanza Jr. stands up and seizes Lana by the back of the head. He shoves her face first into the wall, smashing a fresh dent in the drywall. He catches the rising Trelisa with a shoulder charge, knocking her back down. He quickly gets her back up into a butterfly suplex before going for the cover. Referee, Leroy Wallace, gets into position to make the count. 1, 2. THR Lady Lana breaks the pinfall. Jessica Carr, I wonder why Lana did that. Victoria Hill, I don't know exactly. Maybe to keep the odds against Miguel? Jessica Carr, well, that makes sense. Victoria Hill, I know. I'm almost always making sense. Miguel stands up and glares at Lana, who begins to backpedal. Miguel advances on her, reaching out as if to grab her, but Trelisa catches Miguel from behind with a backstabber. As Miguel sits back up, Trelisa applies a reverse chin lock. She cranks on the pressure, making Miguel shout in pain. Leroy Wallace checks to see if he will submit, but he refuses. While he's immobilized, Lana puts the boot to Miguel, kicking him in the chest over and over again. Jessica Carr, again, the numbers are just too much for Miguel. Victoria Hill, they know that to bring him down, they are going to need numbers. Miguel manages to break the hold, grabbing Trelisa by the wrists and squeezing. He pulls her over as he gets to his feet and pile drives her to the floor. Lady Lana nods, mostly to herself, as she sees Miguel starting to approach her. She takes off running with Miguel in hot pursuit. Jessica Carr, look at her go. She knows that she can't take the fight to him, so takes it on the run. Victoria Hill, she's a crafty one. She might be working on a trap to get Miguel down. Lana runs to a T-section in the hallways. She runs and leaps at the wall, landing on the wall and squatting down. She leaps from the wall and spears Miguel down. She jumps to her feet and continues running as Miguel is down. Jessica Carr, I'm told we're going to cut to another area, to check on another combatant or 3. Victoria Hill, let's see some fighting. In the darkened basement hallway is where we find Johnny Sniper. He is still in his ghillie suit and is slowly going down the hallway while keeping silent. Jessica Carr, why is he in the basement? Is there anybody to fight in the basement? Victoria Hill, maybe that's the point. He can hide out until the others wear themselves out and then come to collect. Jessica Carr, oh, I suppose. Victoria Hill, I mean he's being cunning, so maybe he has the chance to win the day. Johnny gets so far down the hallway when he acts almost as if he was clotheslined as he runs into an almost invisible layer of shrink wrap at eye level. He struggles to get the shrink wrap off of his head when Dee springs out of the darkness and hits several knife-edge chops. He grabs Sniper by the arm and whips him chest first into the wall while holding onto his arm to whip him back first into the opposite wall. He then pulls Sniper into a short arm clothesline, sending the man to the floor. Jessica Carr, Dee trapped him. Victoria Hill, he home aloned that shit right up. Johnny Sniper gets right back to his feet and fires back some punches that Dee returns. Johnny goes for a heart punch, but his fist is caught and shoved back toward him instead in a move that throws the man off balance so that Dee can hit a belly-to-belly suplex. Dee looks around, but there's not a ref to be found with them, so he waits for Sniper to sit up and kicks him square in the spine. Sniper rolls away from Dee while clutching at his back before getting up to his feet. Jessica Carr, D really putting the boot to Sniper. Victoria Hill, I think Ashley Beaton is on her way to them just in case there's any eliminations. Sniper and D go to lock up when Sniper switches position and body slams D to the floor. He pulls D into a cradle piledriver and then cranks the pressure onto a sleeper, converting it into a sleeper slam. D gets back up to his knees when Sniper goes for the kill shot. D lunges up, grabbing the offending ankle and taking the leg up into the air and then driving Sniper into the floor. D gets back to his feet and stands by as Sniper gets up and grabs him for an abdominal stretch. This is when Ashley Beaton arrives on the scene and checks to see if Sniper will submit, but he refuses. Sniper cries out in pain as D stretches him, but refuses to give up. He gathers all of his willpower and hip tosses D into the wall. When D goes to get back up, Sniper roundhouse kicks him in the side of the head to knock him back down. Jessica Carr, Sniper turned it around right there. Victoria Hill, he's already got one elimination under his belt. He could be looking at another. Jessica Carr, it isn't the most eliminations win. It's last person remaining. Victoria Hill, I know that. I was just saying that he could eliminate D. D sits up, his back against the wall. Sniper goes for the kill shot again when D moves to the side and Sniper's foot goes into the wall. D lashes out with a palm strike to the kneecap, hyperextending the knee and bringing him down. Sniper lays on the floor with his leg trapped in the wall. D goes for the cover when Sniper reaches into a pocket and throws sand into D's eyes. Johnny Sniper, pocket sand. D falls backward away from Sniper, his hands going to his eyes to try to clear them. Sniper frees his leg from the wall, takes a long look at the blinded D, and limps away instead. Jessica Carr, here's to hoping that someone else eliminates D. Victoria Hill, seems like a smart thing to do. D blindly walks down the hallway until he finds an eye wash station and begins cleansing the sand from his eyes. Once this is finished, he looks around to see that Johnny Sniper is gone. Jessica Carr, where did Johnny Sniper go? Victoria Hill, I'm told Camera 4 has picked him up. Johnny Sniper is in the stairwell as he is working his way back up the stairs to the main level. He stops on the landing halfway and leans against the wall while favoring his knee that D just hyperextended not a few moments before. Jessica Carr, Sniper is wounded. I'm sure he's looking for a good place to lick his wounds and recover a bit. Victoria Hill, that would be the best course of action right now with there still being most everyone left in the match. Jessica Carr, yeah. I would hide until some more people were eliminated. Victoria Hill, that might not be a possibility right now. Look! 5 Tracy Cages are walking down the stairs, one of them with a name tag to reveal the fact that the real Tracy Cage is amongst her stunt doubles. Real Tracy Cage, do we got the boo-boo, little marine man? Stunt double Tracy Cage, we're coming to get ya. One of the stunt doubles launches through the air to hit a missile drop kick from halfway up the stairwell from the landing. Sniper sidesteps and catches the stunt double, turning her and body slamming her face first into the wall at the landing like a pancake. She peels off of the wall and lands on the landing next to Sniper, blood spurting from her nose. 2 more stunt doubles jump at Sniper, taking him down with their body weight. They punch and kick the down Sniper until he manages to get himself free from them. A body slam/throw move sends another stunt double down the next set of stairs to the basement floor where she impacts the floor with a wet crunch. Jessica Carr, that is going to leave a mark. Victoria Hill, I don't see her helping much with the rest of the match. The last stunt double slips down to the landing and hits a drop toe hold that sends Johnny Sniper bouncing down the stairwell to the basement floor. The 2 upright stunt doubles and the real Tracy Cage head down to the basement floor to where Sniper is on his belly and struggling to get up to his hands and knees. The real Tracy Cage places a foot on his back. Tracy Cage, no, no. Don't get up on my account. I like you down where you belong, on the floor. The 2 remaining stunt doubles start kicking and stomping the downed Johnny Sniper until Sniper manages to get to his feet. He strikes out with a super kick, kill shot. Like a lightning bolt, he takes down one of the stunt doubles, blood spraying from her mouth from the hard strike. Sniper falls after doing the super kick, favoring the leg that had been hyperextended. The last stunt double gets in his face and he responds with a throat punch that backs the last stunt double standing up as she clutches at her throat and chokes. She falls into a seated position, her back against the wall. The real Tracy Cage looks down at Johnny Sniper with trepidation. She could finish him, but then again he had taken care of all 4 of her stunt doubles. Jessica Carr, Tracy could eliminate Sniper now. Ashley Beaton is there. Victoria Hill, I don't think so. The real Tracy Cage leaves her stunt doubles behind, heading into the basement hallway. Johnny Sniper continues to rub his knee as stunt double Tracy Cages lie all around him. Jessica Carr, we're cutting away somewhere else now. Victoria Hill, let's see some eliminations here. Blood Angel nervously looks out through the crack in the door from the meeting room. She sees audience members walking in the hallway, buying merchandise and foods to take to the main part of the arena. Jessica Carr, now this is hiding. She hasn't left her perch to find others yet. I wonder if she will and if the others will find her. Victoria Hill, I'm sure that they know where she is already. It's just who wants to take her out first. Blood Angel paces back and forth in front of the door for a few moments before she opens the door just a crack to be able to look out through it. She's thrown backward as the door is kicked in. She is sent back across one of the conference tables in the room and lands on the floor as the door is kicked in with force to reveal Lady Lana Hill. She strides into the room and slides over the table, grabbing Blood Angel. She hits an inverted exploder suplex, putting Blood Angel through one of the tables in the room. She pulls Blood Angel up and nails a superkick that sends Blood Angel over the wreckage of the table and to the floor. Luna runs over to Blood Angel, hopping over her, and then falling backwards for a running senton. Lana pulls Blood Angel up and rolls her onto a table. She climbs up onto the table and pulls Blood Angel up into a powerbomb position in the air. Jessica Carr, Erica Costa Alvarez made it into the room so an elimination can happen. Victoria Hill, the way Lana is going, she might get that elimination. Lana brings Angel down through the table that she is standing upon, splitting the table in half. She rolls from the table wreckage to her feet and looks at the downed Angel. She wraps Blood Angel up in a head scissors, cranking on the pressure. Erica checks to see if Angel will submit, but no dice. Lady Lana Hill releases the hold and gets up. She runs across the room and upends another table so that she has more room to run. She runs straight at the rising Blood Angel and hits the V trigger. She goes for the cover as Blood Angel slumps to the floor. 1, 2, 3. Jessica Carr, Lana eliminated someone. Victoria Hill, we just saw lightning strike ladies and gentlemen. Marcela Sancho, Blood Angel has been eliminated from the match. Jessica Carr, now we are 2 competitors down in this match. Victoria Hill, and so the rest of the action is going to be heating up. The camera again cuts away, once again finding Johnny Sniper. Johnny Sniper starts to get back to his feet again. He works the gimp knee, wincing as he puts weight on it. It's not going to hold. He's not going to be able to run the rest of the night at the very least. He looks around to see Tracy Cage stunt doubles laying about. Johnny Sniper, at least there are people in worse shape than me. Now, these stairs. Jessica Carr, oh my. Sniper's all the way down in the basement. He's going to have a heck of a time climbing those stairs. Victoria Hill, with that leg hurting him, it's going to be a nightmare. Maybe he should go back to face D and the real Tracy Cage? Johnny Sniper begins to climb the stairs, one step at a time with resting in between. The pain of his leg is etched into his face as he gets to the landing between the basement and the main floor. He steps over the fallen form of the stunt doubles and begins climbing the remaining stairs to the main floor. He gets halfway there, his eyes on the prize, when he sees Trelisa Perro step out into the stairwell. Trelisa Perro, it is, how you say, curtains for you. One of the 2 Tracy Cage stunt doubles on the landing behind Sniper begins to get up. She wipes blood from her face and looks up angrily at Sniper before she begins climbing the stairs. Trelisa Perro doesn't say anything but blows Sniper a kiss. Jessica Carr, is she going to do what I think she's going to do? Victoria Hill, I think so. Trelisa Perro begins running down the stairs, gaining speed at an incredible rate. She jumps to do a running knee strike to Johnny Sniper, who throws himself to the side to avoid being struck. The Tracy Cage stunt double behind him sees Trelisa flying toward her, but can't do anything to get out of the way. Tracy Cage stunt double, oh bother. Trelisa slams her knee into the center of the stunt double's chest, though her weight and momentum drive her back down the few stairs and into the wall at the landing. Trelisa lands on her feet while the stunt double is knocked right out, falling not only to the floor but down the remaining stairs to the basement. Trelisa looks down the stairwell to the basement and then doesn't give the stunt double another thought as she begins climbing the stairs to get to Johnny Sniper. Jessica Carr, this doesn't look good for Sniper. Victoria Hill, could be worse? Johnny Sniper aims a kick at Trelisa Perot but misses as Trelisa moves out of the way. Trelisa grabs Sniper in a belly-to-belly suplex, taking Sniper back to the platform. She hooks a leg as Erica Costa Alvarez gets into position. 1, 2, 3. Marcela Sancho, Johnny Sniper has been eliminated. Jessica Carr, well, that's the end of Sniper's dreams for a title shot. Victoria Hill, he tried his best and did fairly well in this match. Jessica Carr, we're going to take a break and come back to see if we can find any more action. Victoria Hill, that is to say, more wrestling. We get enough action. Steve Murdoch's Emporium of Hardcore. Start busting heads today. The show comes back and we find ourselves down the boiler room. Jessica Carr, welcome back. We're in the middle of the Conquest Chaos match here, and so far we've had 2 eliminations. We were told that someone is down in the boiler room. Victoria Hill, don't worry, it's not Freddy Krueger. That's not till the next show. Lady Lana Hill walks into the room, looking around. There is movement by the boiler and the face of Monster Mammoth can be seen. Monster Mammoth, Lady Lana Hill. You've come to be eliminated? Lady Lana Hill doesn't respond with words, instead striking Mammoth in the midsection with a fist hard enough to double him over in surprise. She takes a step back and slams home a hanging soccer kick to the side of the mask that sends Mammoth to the floor. Jessica Carr, did Lana just pick a fight with Monster Mammoth? Is she crazy? Victoria Hill, well, yeah. Monster Mammoth brings his hands together like a double axe handle and brings them up in a double uppercut that strikes Lana and sends her flying backward several feet where she lands on the floor. Mammoth stands up and storms over to the rising Lana, knocking her down again with a shoulder charge. Monster Mammoth, you're stronger than you look. Lana brings her feet up and plants both heels in Mammoth's crotch, doubling him over. She gets up to her feet and uppercuts Mammoth to straighten him up. She grabs him as if to body slam him, but doesn't get him up into the air. Monster Mammoth pries Lana off of him and hurls her across the room where she bounces off of a wall and lands on the floor. Jessica Carr, Monster Mammoth just treated Lady Lana like a lawn dart. Victoria Hill, I'm thinking that Lana made a mistake picking Mammoth to try to eliminate. Lana gets up to her feet and looks at the advancing Mammoth a second before deciding to retreat. Her eyes go wide as Mammoth reaches out and grabs her by the tail, pulling her back into a single hand choke. Mammoth lifts her into the air and holds her for a few seconds before choke slamming her to the floor. He goes for the pinfall and Georgina Ross gets into position to make the count. 1, 2, 3. Marcela Sancho, Lady Lana Hill has been eliminated. Monster Mammoth gets up to his feet and begins to head for the exit to the room. He finds his way blocked by Miguel Lanza Jr. Miguel Lanza Jr., why don't you pick on someone your own size? Jessica Carr, the Battle of the Giants. Victoria Hill, oh man. But the camera cuts away to somewhere else. Jessica Carr, what the foo, go back, go back. Victoria Hill, wait, you're cutting away from 2 big pieces of manly meat fighting it out? What the hell? The real Tracy Cage is walking in the hallway in the basement. She primarily looks behind her to make sure that she isn't being followed by anyone, thinking that maybe Johnny Sniper would be giving chase. Jessica Carr, oh. Look out! Victoria Hill, she's not looking. So it's not a shock when Tracy Cage walks face first into the shrink wrap and nearly falls over. Dee springs from his hiding spot and nails a dropkick to send Tracy to the floor. He takes down the trap as Tracy gets back to her feet and throws the ball of shrink wrap at her as a distraction before stepping in and hitting a gut-wrench suplex. Dee goes to pull Tracy up when she lunges at him with an elbow strike to the side of the head. Tracy body slams Dee to the floor and follows up with a lightning-quick elbow drop that Dee rolls out of the way of so that Tracy strikes the floor. He gets back to his feet, hitting a moonsault axe kick to the rising Tracy to send her right back down to her knees. He kicks her square in the chest to send her to her back and goes for the quick pinfall as he sees Eric Acosta Alvarez join them. 1, 2. THR Tracy kicks out. Jessica Carr, Tracy almost eliminated right there. Victoria Hill, Erica getting around between the basement and the stairwell. Dee stands up and pulls Tracy to her feet. He whips her down the hallway and follows, but Tracy sidesteps through an open door into a storage room. Dee follows, but is caught upside the head with a dust-covered steel folding chair. Dee backpedals out of the room, sneezing from the cloud of dust that was kicked up from the impact. Tracy Cage comes out of the room, hitting a few forearm smashes to the side of the head before taking Dee down with a backbreaker. She goes for the cover, pushing Dee's head to the side with her elbow. 1, 2. THRD kicks out. Jessica Carr, as dark as it is in the basement, I don't know how Erica can tell if the shoulders are really down. Victoria Hill, I don't know. Tracy kneels up and goes back on the offensive, locking in a Fujiwara armbar submission with dramatic intensity that she calls the Oscar lock. Erica checks to see if Dee will submit, but he refuses. Dee posts up on the right forearm and does a forward roll to break free of the lock. He spins around, catching the inside of Tracy's right knee with an elbow strike, bringing her down. Tracy bops right back up, but Dee grabs her and gets her into the air for a suplex position. He hangs her upside down for a few precious seconds to let the blood flow to her brain before dropping backward to the floor. Jessica Carr, Dee on a roll here. Victoria Hill, Tracy needs to come up with some kind of offensive if she's going to stay in this. Dee stands up and watches as Tracy gets back to her feet. He hits the Twisted Truth, rolling cutter, and goes for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Marcela Sancho, Tracy Cage has been eliminated. Jessica Carr, I think that just leaves Dee, Monster Mammoth, and Miguel Lanza Jr. in the match. Victoria Hill, and Trelisa Perot. Jessica Carr, oh right. Her too. The final 4 people. Victoria Hill, yes, sounds like we're going back down to the boiler room where my main man, Monster Mammoth, is fighting it out with the Dreadnought. We return to the boiler room where Miguel Lanza Jr. and Monster Mammoth are brawling back and forth, trying to stun the other with heavy punches. Monster Mammoth hits a body shot that doubles Miguel over and grabs him in a front facelock before dating him to the solid floor. He gets back up and watches as Miguel gets back up so that he can headbutt Miguel hard enough to send him backpedaling to the wall. Monster Mammoth charges at Miguel Lanza Jr., but Miguel steps out of the way and grabs Mammoth to shove him chest first into the wall. He pulls Mammoth back and hits a knee lift into the midsection to double him over and pulls him up to hit a side suplex. Jessica Carr, Miguel on the offensive. Victoria Hill, yes, but can he keep it up? Miguel stands up, watching as Mammoth gets up. He launches into another attack, going for a shoulder charge, but THS time Mammoth grabs him and whips him shoulder first into the boiler. Miguel screams as his flesh hits the hot metal. He pulls himself free and for Mammoth to grab him from behind for a tiger suplex that he bridges up on for the pinfall. 1, 2. THR Miguel kicks out. Mammoth gets back to his feet, ear clapping the rising Miguel to get him to drop back to his knees. Mammoth follows this up with a kick to the face that sends blood splattering across the boiler where the blood boils and dries. Mammoth hits a couple of jabs followed by a spinning elbow. He kicks Miguel in the gut to double him over and brings down a forearm across his back to smash him into the floor. Mammoth pulls Miguel up and seizes him by the throat to start lifting him up, but Miguel kicks wildly and catches Mammoth right in the crotch to get released. Miguel then grabs Mammoth by the trunk and drops down to his knees. Mammoth is pulled forward and right into the boiler where the side of his face connects with the steaming hot metal. Jessica Carr, oh no! Victoria Hill, that's going to leave a mark! Monster Mammoth screams in pain as Miguel Lanza Jr. gets back to his feet. Miguel pulls Mammoth away from the boiler, the material of the mask melted to the metal. It stretches out unnaturally as Miguel helps him pull away. Miguel Lanza Jr., we have to get that mask off of you. Monster Mammoth, no! Despite the fact that the mask is melted to the side of his face, Mammoth takes a wild swing at Miguel, but is caught. Miguel does the wind-up slam that he calls the depth charge and goes for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Marcelo Sancho, Monster Mammoth, has been eliminated. EMTs rush into the boiler room to help Monster Mammoth as Miguel Lanza Jr. leaves the room to search for his next target. Jessica Carr, and then there were 3. Victoria Hill, I think Dee has left the basement. Is Trelisa still in the stairwell? We will see after this quick commercial break. Slime Energy Drink. If you want your life to be sweet, get slime. Slime. Endorsed by Tommy Onions. The show comes back from the commercial break. We find the wrestler, Dee, as he's coming out of the basement and into the stairwell above. He looks up to the landing to see that Trelisa Perot is standing there with a smile. Trelisa Perot, oh thank goodness. I thought you were going to stay in there. Dee, sorry to keep you waiting. Trelisa blows Dee a kiss. Jessica Carr, are we going to try this again? Victoria Hill, sure looks like it. Trelisa begins running down the stairs, ending with a leap at Dee, who easily sidesteps. Trelisa adjusts herself to land on her feet against the wall by the door. She springs at Dee, hitting him with a spear from behind, driving him into the steps. She presses his face into the steps for a few seconds before bringing his head back and then slamming him face first onto a step. She pulls his head back to do it again when Dee catches her in the midsection with a back elbow. He spins around and grabs her to DDT her onto the steps. Jessica Carr, these steps are getting a workout. Victoria Hill, yep. We're going to need a mop and bucket in here. Dee begins to climb the steps with Trelisa shaking her head to clear the cobwebs and follow. As they get to the landing, Dee still has his back to her, but spins around with a roundhouse kick that catches her full in the face. Blood splatters from her nose as she is sent backward down the stairs from the impact, landing on the basement floor. Dee walks down the stairs and checks for a pulse before going for the pinfall. Erica Costa Alvarez is there to make the count. 1, 2, 3 and oh! Trelisa somehow gets a shoulder up to break the count. Dee kneels up, looking at Erica in disbelief as she holds out 2 fingers. Jessica Carr, I think he figured that out. Victoria Hill, no. He thought he eliminated her. Dee stands up and looks at the downed Trelisa for a moment before rolling her over onto her belly. He applies the straitjacket stranglehold submission. Jessica Carr, straitjacket stranglehold. Victoria Hill, I'm not sure she's going OT last too long in that, he's got it locked in. It doesn't last long before Trelisa slumps, unconscious. Erica has Dee break the hold. Marcela Sancho, Trelisa Perot has been eliminated. Jessica Carr, all that remains are Dee and Miguel Lanza Jr. Victoria Hill, I wonder who's going to win and where they will find one another. Jessica Carr, well, we're down to the final 2. Victoria Hill, I wonder how long we have until they find one another. Won't Back Down by Disturbed begins playing as Miguel Lanza Jr. walks out from the back. He stops at the entrance stage to regard the fans and their cheering momentarily before heading down to the ring. He pauses every once in a while to give a fan a mighty high five. Once he gets to the ring, he pulls himself up to the ring apron by pulling down on the top rope and then steps over the ropes to get into the ring. He is handed a microphone. Jessica Carr, found one. Victoria Hill, good job. Miguel Lanza Jr., I checked before I came down to the ring. There's only me and this mystery entrant named Dee. Why don't you come down to the ring and we can finish this match in front of the fans instead of on the camera somewhere in the arena? Freak by Silverchair begins playing, but no one comes out from the back. Miguel leans on the ropes while looking down the aisle. Dee ziplines down to the ring behind Miguel. He walks up behind Miguel as the rope is being brought back up. He taps Miguel on the shoulder, who spins around. Dee locks up with Miguel and they begin pressing against one another in order to try to gain dominance. Jessica Carr, what a treat! I thought we weren't even going to use the ring except for Eddie Williams coming down to the ring. Victoria Hill, yeah, this is good. Miguel hurls Dee across the ring into the ropes and on the rebound, he goes for a big boot. Dee sidesteps the boot and goes to the ropes on the opposite side. He returns and hits a step-up enziguri to the side of Miguel's head, which stuns him so that Dee can take him down with a Russian leg sweep. Dee jumps to his feet and greets the rising Miguel with a dropkick that sends the bigger man back to the ropes. Dee pushes him into the ropes and whips him across the ring. He greets Miguel on the rebound with a Hurricane Rana to take him down to the mat. D bounces right back up to his feet and pulls Miguel up. He whips Miguel into the corner and follows up with a Stinger Splash, but Miguel charges out of the corner with an elbow strike to the side of D's head, knocking him down like a rag doll. Miguel pounds D with double axe handle shots, keeping him to the mat until D can roll away and get back to his feet. Miguel presses his advantage, whipping D to the ropes and hitting a mighty spinebuster on the rebound. He goes for the cover, but there's no referee in the ring yet. Scott Jones makes his way down to the ring as Miguel stands up, looking perturbed. He pulls D up and lifts him up for a power bomb, but D manages to drop to his feet behind Miguel. A schoolboy roll-up puts Miguel's shoulders to the mat just in time for Scott Jones to get into the ring to make the count. 1, 2. THRE Miguel kicks out. D stands up, leaps at the ropes, and hits a Lionsault on Miguel before he can get up. He hooks a leg, going for the cover again. 1, 2. THR Miguel kicks out. Jessica Carr, D getting aggressive with the covers. Victoria Hill, he knows that he's been fighting and that Miguel has been fighting. He knows he needs to end this match before Miguel can. D gets back to his feet and watches as Miguel stands up and slips behind him. D reaches for Miguel's head, but catches a back elbow to the chops instead. Miguel turns to face D and hits a belly-to-belly suplex to bring D to the mat. He pulls D right back up into an Argentine backbreaker before he begins to spin around until he can let go and allow D to spin off of him and land on the mat in a move that he calls the USO. Miguel goes for the pinfall. 1, 2. THD kicks out. Miguel stands up and watches as D slowly gets up. Miguel picks him up as if for a power bomb and hooks his head while in the air. He suddenly drops D to his feet and backs away, clutching at his throat. Jessica Carr, what did D do? Victoria Hill, I would say some kind of jab to the throat to get Miguel to release him. D slips behind Miguel and gets him around the head in an inverted front facelock. He hits the Twisted Truth. He holds on to Miguel though and gets him back up, hitting the Twisted Truth again. He holds on still and gets up, hitting the Twisted Truth a third time. This time he goes for the cover in confidence. 1, 2, 3. The referee calls for the bell and the Brandt Center erupts in cheers. They'd just witnessed a true spectacle of a match full of twists and turns. They were taken all over the arena, ultimately ending in the ring between two combatants. Conquest Wrestling Federation at its finest. Marcela Sancho makes it official. Marcela Sancho, Miguel Lanza, Jr. has been eliminated. Here is your winner of Conquest Chaos, D. Freak by Silverchair begins pumping through the arena sound system as D gets to a knee. Looking around the sold-out Brandt Center, he allows himself a brief smile. Running his right hand back through his braided hair, step 1 was complete. Jessica Carr, what? A match. All 9 competitors left it all out there for a chance to challenge for any recognized championship here in Conquest. Victoria Hill, I couldn't agree more, Jess. Every one of these competitors showed the heart and determination of a warrior. At times we saw warlike tactics from multiple people. This truly was a battle. Jessica Carr, and to the victor, go the spoils. The enigmatic D may now challenge for any championship he chooses, a prospect that should concern even the likes of Conquest champion Cronin Reinhardt and 4 Wins champion Rob Riot. Victoria Hill, and of course, the return to wrestling of D leaves almost as many questions as answers. For those of you unfamiliar, D and Rob Riot have a long history. There are several exciting matchups this now opens the door to. Raising his arm in victory briefly, D had never been known for excessive celebrations, but this was different. He was intentionally reserved. Looking to Lanza and then to the camera, he nods his head. Jessica Carr, agreed. We could get D versus Cronin Reinhardt. Or Abigail Dresden or Mad Morales. A bunch of potential matchups, even a rematch of the final 2 from Conquest Chaos, Miguel Lanza Jr. With no microphone needed, the Enigma looks straight down the barrel of the camera and speaks to an old friend. D, you're probably a little surprised to see me. I don't want your championships or your accolades. If you want my help, Rob Riot, you're going to have to earn it. No belts, no titles, no friends, and let us see if either of us has any honor left. You know how to find me. Dropping to the canvas and rolling to the outside, D high-fives fans as he makes his way slowly to the back as the fans show their appreciation for Miguel Lanza Jr.'s efforts. Victoria Hill, wait, can he do that? Can you have a mic drop without a mic? Jessica Carr, he's always been a little on the strange side, cryptic messages. Our own Alyssa Lupchi knows better than most. Victoria Hill, that's true, I'd forgotten they were an item, but that didn't take long. D has obviously made his choice. Jessica Carr, he said the 4WW champion's name, no mistake about it. But he's not interested in a title strap, it seems. D says if the Riot star wants his help against Armand von Kraus and company, he's going to have to earn it. Victoria Hill, I wonder what that means. With D able to challenge whomever he wanted, does he also get to pick the match? Jessica Carr, that's a great question, Victoria, and for Rob Riot's sake, let's hope not. Panning around the sold-out Brandt Center one more time, Conquest's rabid fanbase cheers as Jessica and Victoria close out the show. Victoria Hill, a question we can only hope is answered sooner rather than later. Keep your eye on CWF socials for updates. Jessica Carr, absolutely, thank you for another fantastic event here in Canada, and we'll be live again soon with our flagship show, Warzone. For Victoria Hill, myself, and everyone at Conquest. Both, #join the Conquest.